Hello everyone. These are your important questions of chapter number 9, Reproduction in Animals. Question number 1 is why reproduction is essential for organisms. In this question, you have to write down the importance of reproduction. That is, reproduction is essential for organisms in the sense that it is required for the survival of species, for the continuity of species. Because if we have any option to increase our population, that is only reproduction. Okay, by the process of reproduction we can increase the population of our species. Okay, it is not a necessary process for individual survival. Second answer is two modes of reproduction are first one asexual and second is sexual. Third question, define sexual reproduction. Now, as the name indicates, sexual reproduction, it means two sexes or two parents are involved. Okay, having male and female sex. Such type of reproduction is known as sexual reproduction. Human beings are the best example. So, male and female gametes are needed in sexual reproduction. Question number 4, define asexual reproduction. So, how will you define it? Only one parent is involved in asexual reproduction. Single parent is involved. Okay, for example, in case of amoeba, it gives rise to two daughter cells of equal size. Okay, there are very less chances of changes or variations in asexual reproduction. That is why the daughter cells are the exact copies of their parents. They are similar to their parents, as compared to sexual reproduction. Question number 5 is name the male reproductive organs in humans. Penis, scrotum, testis, vas deferens, seminal vesicles, and sixth one is prostate gland. These are the male reproductive organs in humans. Now, in next question, question number 6, name the female reproductive organs. Number 1, ovaries. Two ovaries are there where egg formation takes place. Then fallopian tube. The other name of fallopian tube is oviduct. Accessory glands helps in reproduction. Then external genital organs like vagina. What is fertilization? Fusion of male and female gamete in order to form a zygote is known as fertilization. It is the first step of reproduction. Male gamete is sperm and female gamete is ovum. Their fusion is known as fertilization. Very simple. Differentiate between internal fertilization and external fertilization. Internal fertilization as the name indicates, it takes place inside female's body. For example, in human beings. Whereas the external fertilization takes place outside the body. Gametes are released in female bodies. Whereas in external fertilization, both male and gametes, they are released outside the female's body. Okay. For example, in case of frog, fertilization is external, and in case of human beings, it is internal. Now next question is, what is IVF or in vitro fertilization? In vitro fertilization is just removing an ovum from ovaries and letting this ovum fertilized by the sperm. Okay, if we are removing an ovum from ovaries of females and allow the sperm to fertilize the ovum in a culture medium, which happens in a laboratory, such process is known as in vitro fertilization. Define embryo. When body parts begin to form by the division of zygote at early stage, this is known as embryo. It is the early stage of growth. You can say the early stage of development. Now define fetus. Very important. Fetus is the stage of the embryo in which all the parts, all the body organs can be identified. And it is the later stage of development. This is the main difference between embryo and fetus. Next question, give difference between viviparous and oviparous. Now, egg-laying organisms, they are known as viviparous, and the organisms which give birth to babies like human beings, many animals, they lay babies, they give birth to babies, they are known as viviparous. This is the main difference between viviparous and oviparous organisms. Just remember, egg laying are known as oviparous and giving birth to babies, they are known as viviparous. Very important question. Many times this question comes in your exams. In science, it is very important to give examples with the answers. Next is question number 13. Explain budding in hydra. Now, what is budding? It is the asexual method of reproduction. What happens in hydra? We do this with the help of a diagram. This is the parent body of hydra, and this is the bud arising from the parent body. Now, as the bud grows, how can we define this bud? The outgrowth from the parent body is known as bud. When this bud grows, it takes nutrients from the parent body, and when it matures or developed fully, what happens then? It detaches with the parent body, and after detaching from parent body, it mixes with the soil and give rise to a new hydra, and the process is known as budding in hydra. Now, single parent is involved here, so it is the best example of asexual reproduction, where the new hydra is similar to the parent hydra. Very less changes are there, very less variations are there. Now you can understand very well that we need a single parent in asexual mode of binary fission. Give example. Now, as the name indicates, binary fission, which means dividing into two equal parts. For example, it happens in amoeba. It is a asexual mode of reproduction, and amoeba is the best example given in your NCERT book also. Now, binary means two, so the parent amoeba divides into two equal daughter cells by this process of binary fission. And very important thing is that because this is an asexual reproduction, So the daughter cells, they are very similar to the parent body, the parent amoeba. And with the help of diagram, you can see how this amoeba give rise to two daughter cells. Next question number 15 is define cloning. Now cloning is what? It is a technique used to make exact genetic copies of living things. Tadpole is the developing stage of frog or toads. The fusion of male and female gametes usually takes place inside female fallopian tube. Okay. Now the cell formed after fertilization is called zygote. Eggs are formed in the ovaries. What is the other name of fallopian tube? That is oviduct. Now these are your important questions of chapter 9, that is reproduction in animals. I hope you understand all the answers very well. Thank you. Have a nice day.